My name is Paolo, and together with Katie, I rode 765 kilometers between Lowestoft and St. David's in 2021. Please watch the introduction video in the playlist for more details. The entire journey took 10 days, and this video shows our ride on the second day from East Harling to St. Ives in the county of Cambridgeshire, not to be confused with St. Ives in Cornwall. There is a blog post available containing more details and pictures on icycle.com. The link to the post is on the top right corner now.
Right at the start of today's ride, I had a chance to have a look around the medieval church in East Harling, which is an absolute gem, as I hope you can see. It has a single hammer beam wooden roof and a wonderful 15th century east window, which is very unusual. The glass has been removed twice in the church's history, first to avoid being destroyed by the Puritans, and then again during the Second World War, because there are many airfields in this area and the threat of a stray bomb was very real.
If you have seen the previous video, then you probably know what to expect from this one. We do understand that these are rather long videos, but they do cover every meter of the way, and breaking them down in smaller videos would be just too time-consuming. Thank you for your support and patience. We hope these videos may be of help to you if you decide to undertake the same journey. Please do pay us a coffee if you think they helped you somehow. The day started with a flat tire as I was about to leave the Sunset House bed and breakfast that morning. Instead of replacing the inner tube, I decided to just pump air in to see if it would hold, and it did. The plan was to ride for a while and evaluate the situation as we went along. Thankfully, the air pressure remained the same until the end of the day, but on the next day the tire was flat again, and then I decided to replace the inner tube.
It's a farm, but it's telling us to go straight.
Let's go this way because it rejoins very shortly. Let's go this way.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, that's me being very bossy and Paolo going along very politely with what I suggested.
These are the ruins of the Church of St. Andrew in the village of Roundham. The church was destroyed by fire in 1736, and its ruins have stood there for nearly 300 years ever since.
Coming up is a blink and you miss it moment. In fact, Paolo did blink and miss it. This is another of the Via Beata way stations, perched right on the edge of Thetford Forest. I screeched to a halt and got a photo, but Paolo had already gone past.
As you can see, there is still water on the ground from all the rain the day before. Thankfully not enough to cause an issue. But I can imagine in rainy days this track and others like this may become quite muddy and challenging to overcome. Please look at the ground here and pay attention to the terrain. The track is quite sandy, which can be a challenge for cyclists in dry weather. At places, there are sandbanks that can well get your tires stuck and even cause loss of control, so be very careful when riding here. Some of these tracks do remind me of the Fates Way, a Brazilian pilgrimage route I've done in the dry months of 2017. The sandbanks there caused me to tumble to the ground 3 times. Thankfully, that wasn't the case for the Via Beata.
Can I just add that I have much skinnier tyres on my bike than Paolo had, and I was slipping and sliding far more than he was, although I did manage to avoid actually coming off. This was unexpected and a lot of fun. I'm not sure what the collected noun is for traction engines, but there were 5 of them, and this gave my 8-year-old self quite a thrill. You may already have noticed that there were very, very few hills during this day's cycling. This part of the country is known as the Fens and is extremely flat, and quite a lot of it is actually below sea level. Here you can see some of the drainage that's been put in over the centuries.
As Katie mentioned to you in a previous video, we were among the first cyclists to do the Via Beata by bike. Being a pioneer is great, but it has its disadvantages also. The rough route that Cycling UK put together, and that Katie amended, indicate we needed to turn left here on this unnamed road to escape from the busy traffic on the A1101 as you were seeing in the previous images. The problem is that this is a farmland road, and it was in the process of being paved when we got there. The passage was blocked due to the heavy machinery, so we had to go back to the A1101 and continue the journey on it. As of when this video was edited, Google Maps appears to indicate this farmland road is now fully paved, and it leads to the banks of the River Lark. However, Google Street View indicates there is a gate with a sign restricted access in that location. If you are able to cross that gate, you'll reach a single-lane road called Lark Bank, which in turn will take you to the B1382, at a place we'll show you later in the video. In my estimates, if you are able to take the farmland road route towards the River Lark Bank, not only will you'll save 1 kilometer from your journey, but the ride should be more pleasant and safe. It is your call. If you attempt to ride this way, please leave your experience as a comment below. The community will appreciate your feedback. This is the intersection of Lark Bank with the B1382. If you are able to take the farmland road I've mentioned earlier, this is where you will rejoin the main road.
Look closely, and through the trees you can just see the tower of Ely Cathedral, the ship of the Fens. really fun way station. We actually didn't spot it at first, because it's a little sculpture of a backpack, which looks like, well, it just looks like a backpack. I appreciate that this bit of the video is probably really annoying to some of you because it looks like we're cycling on the pavement, and I'm very much in agreement with you that that would not be a good idea. But in fact, this is shared space, specifically allocated as being for cycling as well as for walking. It can be really helpful on busy roads, although when you get into a town or a village, you have to be extra careful because of the danger of pedestrians or cars unexpectedly coming out of side roads or driveways.
At this place we turned right onto Bury Lane, towards the Anchor Inn as you can see in the sign. I decided not to include the video for this portion of the ride, because this turned out to be a dead end, as when we got to the point where our navigation app was telling us to take a bridleway alongside the River Delf, we encountered a lock gate with a stile over the fence, clearly indicating that to be a footpath for walkers only. So we had to ride all the way back to the main road, the B1381, and continue along it all the way to Erith and Bluntisham, on what is a very busy stretch of road. Caution is advised.
hard to see from the photos of this way station, but this is a lovely piece of art. There are images of people walking, scooting, pushing a pram and taking a wheelchair as they come from the east and west and north and south. There's apparently another way station just outside St Ives, but we struggled to access it and it was getting really late and we were tired. We were also a bit worried about getting dinner because last food orders at our hotel were at 8:30 and this isn't atypical for England. This is the absolute opposite of bike trips in Spain, where restaurants often don't even open until 9 at night.
We arrived at the Golden Lion Hotel in St Ives just in time to have a shower and get an order in for dinner. It was a long day, one of the few in my life in which I rode more than 100 kilometers in a single day. We had a few obstacles that forced us to look for alternative routes, but all in all it was a very good ride and a pleasant day. I hope our experiences helps you to avoid making the same mistakes we've made. And if this video served you, please feel free to donate a coffee to help with the costs of maintaining the blog and the work of producing this material. Depending on when you are watching this video, you may jump right into day 3 of our 10 days journey now. Thanks for watching.